Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pause for a moment and think about something. Picture the strongest tree you've ever seen. Its roots sink deep into the earth, and its trunk stands tall, unshaken by the storms. Now, what if I told you that this tree didn't grow in a crowded forest? It didn't lean on other trees for support. It grew alone under the open sky with nothing but its own strength to rely on. That's what walking alone is like. Walking alone isn't a weakness. It's not a punishment or a sign that something's wrong. Walking alone is power. It's strength. It's the sign of someone who's secure enough in themselves to carry the weight of their own dreams, their own doubts, and their own destiny. Let's get one thing clear. The world is noisy. Everyone's got something to say, someone to impress, someone to follow. But the people who walk alone, they don't care about all that noise. They're not here to impress anyone. They're not here to follow the crowd. They're here to create their own path, to follow fire that burns so deeply inside them that they can't ignore it. But let me tell you something else about walking alone. It's not easy. Oh no, it's not for the faint of heart. There will be moments when the road feels endless, when doubt creeps in and whispers, why don't you turn back? Why don't you turn back? Why don't you follow the crowd? It's easier over there. But the ones who walk alone, the strong ones, they don't listen to that voice. They know the easy road never leads to greatness. You see, walking alone builds something inside you that no crowd ever could resilience. When you're alone, you learn how to fight your battles. You learn how to stand back up when life knocks you down because there's no one else to pick you up. You discover what you're really made of, and let me tell you, what you're made of is stronger than steel. Think about the greats, the ones who changed the world. They were loners, they were visionaries, they saw what no one else could see. Martin Luther King Jr. walked alone when he dreamed of equality. Rosa Parks walked alone when she sat in defiance. Steve Jobs walked alone when he envisioned a world transformed by technology. These people didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for applause. They walked alone because they believed in something greater than themselves. And that's the key, isn't it? Belief. When you walk alone, you're fueled by a belief so strong it becomes unshakable. That belief is your foundation, your fortress. It's what allows you to stand tall when others try to pull you down. It's what keeps you going when the world seems like it's against you. Now, some of you might be sitting here thinking, but I don't want to walk alone. It's lonely, and I get that. I do. But here's the thing about walking alone. It's not forever. It's for a season, a purpose, a mission. When you walk alone, you're not really alone. You've got your dreams, you've got your goals, you've got your fire, and most importantly, you've got yourself. And let me tell you something about yourself. You're more powerful than you know. You've got a mind that can dream things that don't exist. You've got a heart that can endure pain and still love. You've got hands that can build, create, transform. You don't need a crowd to validate you. You don't need someone else to tell you what you're worth. You are enough, just as you are. But here's where it gets real. The world doesn't like people who walk alone. Oh no, the world loves conformity. It loves people who fit neatly into boxes, who follow the rules, who don't make waves. But the ones who walk alone, they disrupt, they challenge, they create waves so big they can't be ignored. And you've got to be ready for that. You've got to be ready for the critics, the doubters, the ones who look at you and say, who do you think you are? And when that happens, you've got to look them straight in the eye and say, I'm someone who doesn't need your approval. I'm someone who's walking my own path. I'm someone who knows where I'm going, even if you don't. Because here's the truth, people will judge you. They'll try to pull you back into the crowd because your courage terrifies them and reminds them of the dreams they gave up on. But don't let their fear become yours. Don't let their doubt seep into your mind. You're not here to please them. You're here to rise, to thrive, to conquer. And let me tell you something about the path of the lone walker. It's beautiful. It's full of discovery, of moments where you'll look around and think, I never would have seen this if I'd stayed with the crowd. You'll find parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. You'll realize that you're stronger, braver, and more capable than you ever imagined. But you've got to trust the process. You've got to trust yourself. You've got to keep moving forward, even when the road is dark, even when the weight feels too heavy, even when the world seems like it's against you. Because every step you take alone, every battle you fight, every moment of doubt you overcome, it's all building something inside you. It's building a fire, a strength, a resilience that no one can take away from you. And one day when you've walked so far, when you've reached the mountaintop, you'll look back and realize something incredible. You didn't just walk alone. You led the way. You showed others what's possible. You became the light in the darkness, the proof that walking alone isn't just an act of survival, it's an act of greatness. So walk alone if you have to. Walk alone if the crowd doesn't understand your vision. Walk alone if it means staying true to yourself. Walk alone because you're strong enough to handle it. And remember this, the world needs people who walk alone. It needs people who are secure enough to be different, who are brave enough to challenge the status quo, who are strong enough to carry the weight of their dreams. Be that person. Be the one who walks alone, not because you have to, but because you choose to. Because when you walk alone, you're not just walking, you're rising, you're leading, you're proving to the world and to yourself that you're unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Thank you.